This is Tyler Schneider from Las Vegas Weekly, and this is my story from the Election Special News section in the June 4th, 2026 issue. A primer for primary election day, June 9th. Starting in mid-May, Clark County election workers, paired in groups of different political affiliations, with each wearing a pin identifying them as Democrat, Republican, Independent, or another minor party, were already hard at work at the county's newly redesigned election headquarters. Sifting through mail ballots, a machine has flagged for verification. If a bipartisan team doesn't agree that a signature matches previous records, or if no signature is present at all, the county will redirect the ballot through what's known as the signature curing process, in which it will attempt to contact the voter to ensure that the ballot wasn't fraudulent. Political scientists have said this part of the voting process disproportionately affects young voters who are not taught to write in cursive. Officials recommend voters update their contact info at vote.nv.gov to ensure they can be reached for signature curing or for any other issues that may arise with their ballot. The process can last up to 6 days after Election Day, June 15th. As of press time, this has resulted in 1,230 ballots being reviewed and 327 cases resolved in Clark County. And while that's just a small percentage of the total 111,196 mail ballots received statewide, Clark County Registrar of Voters Lorena Portillo says it's one of many important components of the county's ongoing effort to streamline its election procedures and bolster voter confidence in the process ahead of the June 9th primary. Quote, "We're always improving, always enhancing our equipment, making things more efficient, training our workers ahead of time, and making sure they feel confident," Portillo says. "We have a new intake room, the new sorter room, and just for the mail ballot readers alone, we had 6 working in the general election in 2024, and now we have 8. Another important alternative to voting on Election Day is early voting, which began May 23rd and wraps up June 5th. As of press time, more than 35,000 Clark County residents have taken advantage of this option across more than 75 locations throughout the valley. If you haven't voted yet, officials advise dropping off your mail ballot at city clerk's offices, the Clark County Election Department headquarters in North Las Vegas, or any official vote center. In-person voting will also be available on Election Day, June 9th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. See page 26 for a full list of locations. You can also mail your ballot through the Postal Service. However, officials have advised mailing them by June 2nd. If you already sent your ballot through the mail, you can check its status through the county's new public ballot tracking service, available at myballot.nv.gov. Under Nevada law, election departments are required to process any ballots they receive without a postmark through June 12th, while those with a postmark of June 9th or earlier will be accepted through June 13th. But this policy could change before the November general election, pending an expected summer Supreme Court ruling on whether Nevada and 13 other states can continue counting mail ballots that arrive after Election Day. Another potential threat to voting accessibility comes through President Donald Trump's March 31st executive order, which seeks to create federal citizenship lists to determine who can receive a ballot, directs the USPS to withhold ballots from those not listed, and threatens criminal prosecution for noncompliance. Neither will impact your vote on June 9th, but Portillo says the county is ready to adapt to any new developments that could materialize prior to the November 3rd general election. Quote, "We are in continuous conversations on what to do for the next election cycle. This is no different," Portillo says. As far as the primary is concerned, she likens its importance to the semifinals in sports, urging as many voters as possible to participate. Quote, "You're electing the candidate that's going to represent your party in the general election. It's very, very important, just as important as a general election," Portillo says. Find this story and others online at LasVegasWeekly.com.